I've been expecting you. Hello friends, my name is Juris and I am the manager and piercer at Aitchison. This is my office. So today is my story, how I got into this situation. I think I started with piercings. I wanted to get piercings. I pierced myself.
But why?
Why?
Yeah, why you pierced yourself?
I pierced myself because I thought it's cool. I saw some guys with piercings
From where?
from on the streets of Riga. There was some cool dudes with tattoos and they were riding lowrider bicycles and we were all like, oh, them dudes are awesome. And to get piercing, it was way above our budget. But one dude was like, I know a place where you can get it done for $5. They showed it with a and he got it done, but he didn't tell me because he wanted to be the only guy in the school with the lip piercing. But I was like, okay, fuck it. I pierced myself, just sewing needle, bam, just some piece of jewelry, bam, and it was done. And then somebody else found out that I did it to myself, so they asked, can you do it? And I was like, fuck yeah. But it was just very basic, like syringe needles and basic jewelry. So that's how I kind of started. But then I went to buy some decent jewelry to shop, started to hang out there. Yeah, with other piercing enthusiasts, we were buying like jewelry and some needles from them. But then they realized that it's not a good idea to sell needles to any noobs. But we found out some medical supply shops and we were buying shit there. Some crazy clamps like this long, you can't do shit with them. Making our own clamps. Like, just, I'll show you what was used. This situation was a good clamp. Put some rubber bands, maybe bend it, or take these off, put on some like tweezers. It's disposable. Well, it was a horrible idea. Then I went to some piercing course, like a half a day thing. But I think I knew everything what they teach there, and it was experience to see older ladies with shaky hands. I think they were forced to go there so they can do piercings in the tanning saloons. Then I got a job offer in England, and I went there to be a piercer. So
What year?
fucking 2009. And the guy knew some old-time piercer in there, so I went to like a piercing course for a week to kind of learn about their standards, and I was alright. I learned a bunch of new things, felt very confident, and I worked for like more than a year in the shop doing piercings and helping out on the reception with tattoos and doing little computer tricks with designs. And then I went to work in Spain, in Ibiza, where I was helping out on the reception to deal with wonderful British tourists, and I was doing piercings. And after that I went to that BM Body Modification Exchange Network seminar. I was feeling all like confident. I'm like, yeah, piercing for 2 years. Went there, asked them, some dudes I met, just what should I start with. They asked how I do piercings. I said I do this, that. They're like, start with very basic stuff. It's like, all right. And then I learned that I don't know shit, that there's a lot more to learn, like different types of tools, different types of jewelry, of options of not using tools, what's good jewelry, what's just any jewelry. So yeah, then I find out that there's so much to learn. So that's the piercing story. What else? Yeah, I do a bit of body modifications, which sounds scary, but I do like some simple stuff. I don't do the extreme stuff. I think I got into that because I bought some dodgy pirate CD. I think it was called something with body modification, but it was all pictures from that body modification zine webpage, and that was all branding, scarifications, suspensions, tattoos, and I found out that that thing exists and just find it very intriguing. I don't do suspensions. I tried it a couple times myself. It's a fun experience. But yeah, I do some magnets. I do some RFID chips. I do scarifications. I do a lot of stuff in the gentleman's parts. I do the bead strings, all that. So implant speed bumps. So yeah, I do that, but I don't do like some crazy extreme stuff, and I don't do that because I don't know how to do it. So maybe there will be a day when I learn and I'll do it. Do like larger gauge piercings, all the cartilages and stuff. Tattooing. Yeah, I picked up tattooing. Like,
How you got into that
Act-
situation?
I got into tattooing, like I'm tattooing now for like 1.5, 2 years. But I was learning it since I was in tattoo shops. But I got into it. I got my first tattoo done, I think, when I was 17 in a tattoo shop, because it was the same dudes which I saw with piercings. They also had tattoos, and I was like, oh, it can be something else apart from some tribals and prison stuff. So that seemed cool, and I got my first tattoo in a tattoo shop. Then I found a guy who was doing it cheaper at home. That was a whole new experience, and I was getting tattooed by him for a long time. And he had a lot of tattoo magazines, and that's where you just see new stuff and you're like, oh my god, like you can do this and you can do that, and I want all of it. Then I heard stories of home-built machines, so I built one, tried it on myself, just without things, just to make sure that it works. But I believed in the thing that you should have amazing drawing talent to tattoo, and I was like, no, I have no talent, so I shouldn't do it. I gave it to a friend. He did all right with that machine. He adopted it. And then I went to England to that first shop, and the guy I was working for, he wasn't too keen on sharing any tips of his craft, but there was one dude who's like an artist and tattooist, and he asked me like, why are you not tattooing? You work in a shop, you deal with all them designs, you know how shit works. I said, well, I don't have a talent. He was like, no man, talent is not a thing, you can learn it. So he recommended some books, some exercises. I started to try. Then I sort of realized that it's a bit better than hopeless, the situation. And then another guy, he teach me the basics. I ordered this practice skin. I tried with machine on that, and then he said, now you know how to hold it. And then I tried on myself. I tattooed Homer Simpson. And yeah, then I tried a bunch of times on myself. And then when I was working in Spain, guy said, the tattooist, he said, you should try on other people, because tattooing yourself is not gonna take you anywhere. And then I slowly just got some friends I can practice on, and that took a long time, because yeah, you have one friend, you practice, by the next time you already forgot. After a month you do another. That's again like from starting from nothing. But somehow I got more and more into practicing, and it got better. But yeah, I do little things. I do little flash pieces, I do little walk-ins. I've done a few bigger pieces, but that's also a long way to go before you consider yourself decent. So yeah, that's the tattoo part. And the managing part, that's what I do the most, I think. And yeah, I've been around like that tattoo stuff since the first shop and a bit before, so I was helping with customers all the time, and I knew how things work in the shop, and I knew how to order stuff. And then in that Ibiza I was working with all the, like, it was quick walk-in shop where I learned how to work fast with customers. Then I went to England and in London in Hammersmith Tattoos. It's a good shop with like artists of different styles, so when customers come in, you can like, you have to find out which artist is the best for the requirements of customer, and that's the most fun part. That's what I find it interesting, and that's why I love it. It's just being that connection link between customer and tattooist. It's also like interesting to meet different tattooists, and well, sometimes maybe it's not so fun because there's different types of characters, but at the end it's still fun. Yeah, managing is linking customer to tattooist and also looking after shop, like managing supplies, making sure that shop doesn't look like a shithole or not falling apart, and just organizing job and guest artists and all that stuff. How I got to Denmark? Got job offer. Uldis, he was guesting here, and the previous manager went traveling or something, and then they were moving shop to bigger place, and then they needed like a manager, and the guy recommended me, and also I could do piercings, so that they had no plan for piercings then, so they were like, okay, that might be an option. So I did a bit of Facebooking, and then the boss, the future boss, called me, and I came here to shop's birthday party. So we met up, we talked, and the next thing I booked a ticket and I moved to Denmark, and I started to work here. So it's 2.5 years now. What's the future?
Of Juris.
Of Juris. The future of Juris, if we're talking piercings, I would like to step up the game, like kind of jewelry wise, because we already operating above average, so we're using titanium internally threaded, but I would like to get some bigger brands in and kind of separate from the street walk-in shops and have the good stuff. Tattooing, fuck knows. Just like never get to the point where get like all on about yourself, and just not to forget that you have to learn all the time. But also there's that fuck you part of tattooing, because some tattoos is just fun to get because of fuck you. And what else? Yeah, the same, that body modification thing is just like fucking never stop learning, you know? As managing, I don't know.
You want to keep on managing, or you want to focus more on art or
Yeah.
modification? Is it?
Managing, I love managing, but if I will have better stuff to do, I would do better stuff. Oh yeah, and I made awesome YouTube channel, Tattoo Shop Talk. You know, that's my hobby. Since I got camera, I'm all excited about it. Check it out, subscribe, hit that like button, hit that bell so you get all the notifications. Leave a comment. That's it.